Welcome to the Emerging Lawyer at the Coffee Conversation Show, powered by the Emerging India Forum TIF and a tech partner, Prime Infotech Solution. Theme is Decoding IP Law, Protecting Innovation. We have with us Suvarna Pandey, an accomplished patent attorney with over 15 years of experience in intellectual property laws, specializing in patent designs and copyright. Currently, she is serving as an associate partner at RNA Technology and IP Attorneys. She combines technical expertise with a deep understanding of legal frameworks to navigate complex cases in mechanical engineering, software, life sciences, and chemistry. Known for her innovative approach to commercialization and legal agreements, Suvarna has been a trusted advisor in the field of IP law. So, Suvarna, welcome to today's Coffee Conversation episode.
Yeah, I'm so forward looking to our conversation. I think we'll have some interesting discussions today. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. So, yeah, let me explain you. There are, you must be aware of the two rounds, professional, personal, but there is a rapid fire, the fun round, where, where you have to be witty, funny, and quick, and you will get to win this book, which will be
Okay.
autographed and sent to you.
Okay.
So, friends, I'm Lion Amir Virani, host at Coffee Conversation, a legal tech evangelist at Prime Infotech Solution, author of 15 books. We help law firms, corporate legal, startups, and SMEs with world-class technology, software licensing, and tech training solutions. So, my first question for you, Savarna, what
Yeah.
inspired you to pursue a career in intellectual property law, and how did you transition into this field?
Okay. So for me, actually, it has been a chance. So I completed my master's, and then thereafter I was thinking that what to do next. Should I pursue PhD or what next? So in the meanwhile, I thought that since it is not decided what I should do, so meanwhile I joined as associate professor in Lloyd Law College, and I was just thinking in between that what should be my next step. Meanwhile, there came this women scientist scholarship scheme. So basically, this is a scheme which is run by Department of Science and Technology. So I saw their advertisement. So that's actually competition. That's the India level competition. So I thought that let's appear in this, and so at that time in their advertisement, something related to intellectual property rights was mentioned, and I had read about IPR in my course and syllabus. So I thought let's give it a try. But it was just coincident. If I did not read that newspaper, and if I did not get a chance to see it, then maybe I would have been in a different field. So the whole story started from there. So I appeared in that exam, and fortunately I qualified. So in that exam, so there are two types of exam. So one is, I think, logical, and there are some technical questions also. So after qualifying, then I went to the 1 year internship that is, provided by TEIF, Technology Information Forecasting Assessment Council. So basically, that is Department of Science and Technology. So I was very happy when I, found that I have been selected, because, just to find out that there is an exam and you have got selected amongst, so many people, only 100 candidates, I think, those were selected at that time. So that was the fourth batch of Women Scientist Scholarship Scheme. So that actually crafted the whole, journey of me, starting from it was 2007, seven around, yeah. So from
Wow.
7 to now, yeah. And then thereafter, during this scheme, Women Scientist Scholarship Scheme, so they have two types of, what we can say, portion of the training. So 1 month is the theoretical training, which is provided to all the successful candidates in their own campus. And then at that time, in that 1 month, we are, trained about the theoretical concepts about patents, trademark, designs, copyright. But then the rest of the 11 months, the candidates are placed in a law firm. And because we were all, science graduates and science background people. So we were all mostly trained in patents and all. So I was with Anand and Anand Law Firm for rest of the 11 months. And then thereafter, my journey started in intellectual property rights.
Wow. So is this scholarship still in by this
Existence, yeah,
artifact?
yeah. Yes,
People,
it is still there.
students can
Yes,
still apply because you
yes,
have
yes.
done a long time back. My question, because for all our viewers out there, like this is for women lawyers who want to specialize into IPR. So this scholarship will be very, what do you say, good course, and internship is also available. So that's why. So you have given beautifully summarized what it's all about. So I was a little curious कि भाई अभी भी it's the scholarship is still available, so students can apply, and if they facing any uh, need any help, so they can you can guide them. So your details will be there uh, in the YouTube captions. So it's very
Sure,
impressive.
sure.
This women scientist scholarship scheme at TEIF. Someone is encouraging science graduates to go into IPR. That's very interesting.
Yes, yes. Otherwise, science candidates वो तो science में ही रह जाते हैं. मतलब this is a beautiful mechanism जहाँ पे science graduates they can still come into the law field. वरना हमने तो कभी सोचा नहीं था masters के पहले कि being a science person I can be in the law anytime. I did not think of that. But later on जैसे जैसे चीजें होती गई तो it got I mean we got comfortable और अच्छा था subject तो it's very nice.
Wow. So you're an inspiration for all those science graduates. There are other career opportunities also. Like I have done apna with coffee speakers who have become a CA but are now tax lawyers in litigation and non-litigation. So they didn't join ये CA practice or ये CA companies or the audit companies, but they joined a law firm.
Hmm.
Also interesting. So options are there. You have to keep your eyes open, and your educational background can be useful for other career choices also, which you can mix match and take it forward. So that's very interesting.
Correct, correct. Yeah.
Okay, so now, how is your experience working in both law firms and institutions like BCIL shaped your perspective on IP law?
Yeah, so BCIL, which stands for Biotech Consortium India Limited. So that was my first job after the completion of my scholarship, 1 year internship period. And then thereafter, I joined one law firm for 3.5 years. And then thereafter, since last 10 years, I'm with RNA IP attorney. So, so actually, if I summarize, then the experience with BCIL, because that's an organization which combines the law firms at one hand and the institutes or R&D organizations at the other hand. So there, I learned a lot of like patent searches, freedom to operate searches. So all those kind of analytics side, you can say those kind of things I learned during Biotech Consortium India Limited, BCIL. But then thereafter, when I joined law firm, so law firm, you understand that we do all like end-to-end kind of activities, starting from if we talk about patents, because I am a patent attorney, so my role is mostly on patent and design side. So starting from like patent searches to patent drafting, filing, then prosecution, then examination. So this is the beauty or what you can say advantage of a law firm, that you get experience or exposure starting from zero to like 100. And nowadays the patent appeal, those are going to the high courts. So those patent agents and all, we are now also having the experience of courts, of having arguments or observing arguments, what is happening in court. So that is very interesting. So yeah, to summarize, so BCL was also very good learning in terms of analytics side. But when we compare it with the law firm, so because law firms are more broader in terms of their services, so the learning scope is also a little bit better, or broader than any other organization.
Wow. Okay. So now, what is the approach to simplifying complex IP concepts for clients who may not have a technical background?
This is a very good question because we at RNA IP Attorney, our main objective is that how to, simplify the things to the client, because clients do not know these sections. So if we write that according to this section, this invention cannot be patented or something like that, so they will not understand.
Yeah.
So then we try to simplify, we try to explain them and by giving examples that, for example, discovery is not patentable. So it means that something which was already existing in nature and there is no human contribution or intervention in its finding out, then in that case it is not patentable. But in case if you have a process through which you have found something and you have, isolated something, there is a chemical process or a laboratory based process to find it out, that can be patented. So we try to give illustrations and examples and try to exemplify the situation. So it reminds me, so whenever I give presentations, so my first or the second slide, I always compare intellectual property with the physical property. Nowadays I know कि people, अब तो बहुत लोगों को पता चल गया है what is intellectual property, but there were times कि जहाँ पे हमें सच में वो basic IPR से शुरू करना पड़ता था. So I used to give example that we all know that about the concept of physical property. Land हो गया अपना, house हो गया, etc., etc. So whatever we can do with our physical property, all those things can also be done with the intellectual property. The only thing is that the intellectual property is created by your mind. So you can rent it out similar to the physical property. You can put it on lease or, so I used to give similar examples to explain the concept of intellectual property, to explain them.
Wow, beautiful. Okay, continue conversation. What are some of the most common mistakes organizations make when dealing with intellectual property, and how can they avoid them?
So I will tell you from the perspective of inventors. So I've seen many times that they publish their invention and then thereafter they come to file a patent application. Now, according to the laws of Indian Patent Act, so there are three standards of granting an invention, a patent, which is that invention should be novel, which means it should not be published anywhere, should not be in use, or should not be known to anyone, right? So people were not aware about these concepts, but nowadays I think people are a little bit aware, and there are many IP cells also who are educating the staff and other members. But I have experienced these instances many times, and it was so sorry because they wanted, but that's it. What they used to do is that first of all they used to publish it, and then thereafter when they get good results or good feedback, then they used to think that okay, now can I go for this patent filing. So this was the most common mistake, but so I have always included this portion in my presentations and all and discussions with the inventors. Second is that when they file a patent application, so they are not identifying that what is the specific novel and inventive technical feature based on which you are trying to claim some advantage. So if that thing is missing, then during the examination, the examiner, he may not have a specific idea that okay, I have to focus on this particular feature and find out that whether it is patentable or not patentable. So drafting mistakes were much, and many institutes, what they used to do is that to save cost, they used to draft by themselves and file a patent application. And then when the hearing notices come, there would have a lot of objections, like formal objection and then technical objections. Then all those, then it becomes little difficult at the hearing stage because you are not allowed to enter the new subject matter. Like if you want that you have to add anything in the complete specification, then that will not be allowed. Then so that situation is very helpless because later on, when after receiving the objection, when inventors tell us that the invention actually lies here, but if it was not covered in the first complete specification, then the controller will not allow. So those kind of things, I think. And then I have seen people missing like deadlines, and it is mostly in cases where they are not using the professional services like any patent agent or IPR law firm. So obviously they would not know that what are the deadlines, and then after the deadline is missed, thereafter they come to the law firm, but no one can help in that case. And one more I have seen, that many times the patent get granted, but then because people are not aware that they have to pay the renewal fees even after the patent is granted, so they don't pay attention to that, and then because of non-payment of the renewal fees, the patent also gets lapsed. So that is also one problem, and then they have to like restore it. That's a lengthier process, I mean, and a complicated one. So these are the, I think, few mistakes which I can think of. There may be many others, but
Yeah, but beautifully you have recollected and shared with our viewers out there. So continue conversation. How has your technical background shaped your approach to handling cases in mechanical engineering and life sciences, your patent filing cases?
so as I mentioned that actually this is the combination of technology as well as the legal aspect which are there in the Patent Act. So basically this is the marrying of the technical knowledge with this section. So if any one of it is lesser than the other, then the work will not be done, or it will not be successful. So it is important that the technical concepts are also clear. So actually I always had how the technology is working, and how the machines are working, etc., etc. And because I had the science background, so obviously I was more oriented towards that. But then later on, as the opportunity arose, then thereafter I started studying the Patent Act also. So in the starting it was difficult to grasp, but later on, I mean, just by reading it, and then by seeing the practical cases, that how do we implement these section on these cases, how this combination is happening, and what is expected, how the patent office is raising objection. So I mean, this combination is very important, and I think it comes with experience. The more the cases one handles, he or she will have more clarity in terms of like how to draft the patent application, how to present before the hearing officer, like before the controller at patent office.
Yeah. Okay. So, Suvarna, what's the most challenging yet rewarding case you have worked uh, during your career?
Most challenging case, I think one case that's actually already ongoing, but I would like to brief you about that. So that's an opposition matter, and so we filed an opposition, pre-grant opposition at Patent Office, Indian Patent Office, and we were able to get a win also. So that was actually related to a glass manufacturing company, and the subject matter of the patent was related to a glazing, a glass coating. So we opposed that patent application. Everything was fine. So that the whole matter was very challenging, and we were able to win also. But that is still under appeal. So I cannot talk about it
Yeah, yeah.
very much in detail. But it was very. I mean. So much exertion was there, that we used to spend so many hours, reading the specification, case laws, etc., etc. And when we were able to win, then it was a great relief that yes, the concepts and whatever we were trying to make our point to the controller, she was able to understand it and it in that way. And I mean, everyone is happy when they get a favorable decision. Yeah.
My next is a curious question. Uh, yeah, which innovation of a tech startup or any other startup has appealed to you, uh, and why?
With innovation, okay. So our the nature of our job is that we get new inventions all the days. So this is also one what you can say advantage or plus point of being in this field. So before the product comes into the market, we are able to find out what is happening. But still, I think I would like to discuss one application, one invention where the invention is very simple. So it's like a fan with self-cleaning blades. So I was actually working on it in the morning only, so that is why it came in my mind. So that's a very interesting kind of product. So normally, as of now, we do not have any fan with the self-cleaning blade, but that fan has a mechanism through which it would spray the cleaning liquid, and there is one more, it's so as we have this wiper in car, similar kind of mechanism is there on the fan. So I think in 1 or 2 years maybe you will get a fan, or maybe you will purchase a fan with a self-cleaning blade, and your wife will be very happy with that.
Wow, very
Yeah,
interesting.
during Diwali and all, you don't need to, specify after 6 months or 1 year we have to clean the fan and all. Yeah.
Wow.
That's a very simple
So,
invention, but very beautiful, and the inventions which make our life simpler. That is, I think, really great.
so after a coffee conversation, I'll just have some discussion with you, which I can't do right now.
Okay.
Uh, mm, uh, because there are more things we are planning at coffee. Like uh, I did on patent with Mr. Parvez. He was an innovator, and now he's working with Khurana and Khurana for helping startups for their patent journey. So I want to invite you, like two of them, to have a fireside chat.
Okay.
Because he's been on other side also, and now he is now being on sorry,
Another.
filing of patent. And your experience, you're coming from a background of science, so
Hmm.
uh, beautiful to have this. What do you say? So we are starting with a new concept. We have already done panel discussion. Now we are starting with this fire chat.
Okay. Okay.
So, so now
Interesting.
2025, lot things are coming up. And another thing that I'll discuss with you and Paris also on things which want to cover something. Like we have done special episodes where we have gone and one art gallery.
Hmm.
This Mr. Rishija Sethi should watch this episode. He has transitioned from KPMG now to creating wealth through art. So he's got his own art gallery. We did a walk tour of the art gallery. So
Okay.
about different paintings, sculptures, and everything, and then we did the main coffee. So like that. So
Okay.
I'll discuss after this conversation something. Uh, one idea has come up.
Okay. Good. Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So continue conversation, Suvarna. These innovators have little creative mindset, and uh, how do you how's the experience been working with the innovators, explaining to them what are the legal requirements, and they are able to give you all the details, which helps you in the patent filing process?
Hmm. This is also a very interesting question. Because I remember when I started this, journey, at that time, the inventors, it was so difficult to get the relevant information from the inventors. So what we used to say, sir, आप सारा दे दो, जो भी आपने काम किया experiments and all, please give it to us. So we will shortlist and we will screen out the relevant information. तो ऐसा था, क्योंकि हम जो explain करते थे, जैसे मैंने पहले बताया, even the inventors also do not know in some cases that what they have done,
Yeah,
specifically. There will be a very lengthy process, but all the process steps will not be novel. But we
yeah,
have to highlight what is the novel and inventive feature in that 7-step process. If we do not highlight, then the patent office will raise objection, and then the queue of the objection will, it will be raised. So starting days were like that, but nowadays all the inventors, they are very well versed. So so basically we have also crafted a simple form, invention disclosure format. So we send that format to the inventors, and then there are very simple questions, that what is the new thing that you think that makes your invention new, all those kind of things. What are the advantage? What are the industries where this particular invention can be useful? So we have curated this very simple form, and now we are able to get the relevant information from the inventors. And so that's okay, that's good nowadays. So we are able to get the good information from the inventors.
So how you have got 15 years of experience from your starting days and now. What differences have you changed working with the innovators?
What differences? So nowadays, because so many workshops and IP awareness sessions are also there, so they are also little bit, aware about like section 3. So we explain them that apart from the basic patentability parameters like novelty, inventive step, and industrial applicability, there are other exclusions as well, like section 3, which we have to, be considerate about, and then accordingly draft the application. And so there are some exclusion for mechanical invention, for software invention, for pharmaceutical invention, and like that. So anytime when we have to draft the application, we have to consider that it is not falling under any exclusion criteria. So I think the inventors are more aware about that, and when they are writing the invention disclosure, so they are trying to specify that this is the important or the technical information that we want to protect. So that kind of thing, and the experiments are also there nowadays. So because that is also very important when we are writing the patent specification. So I think if we compare, then of course the knowledge and the awareness has improved a lot, and that is why we are able to get the more relevant information from them. And so we also take lesser time to draft it because we already have the relevant information, rather than we're receiving 100 pages from someone, and then finding it out that what is the important thing from here to file in a patent specification. So the whole process is actually improved.
Wow, that's interesting. So, Suvarna, what does a typical day as an associate partner at RNA look like for you?
I think it is more of like, review, because I have to guide the team. So basically it starts from, reviewing the team members, that what they are doing, are they, facing any challenge, or if they want to discuss in any FER response or in any drafting, that what should be written and what should not be. So basically just helping and, checking with them. And then tracking the deadlines also, although team members also do it, but I also check that what are the deadlines, and are we online or not. I mean, just to check that everything is right or not. So mostly I think 60% of the work is the review work, but 30 to 40% I keep it for myself. So I also still I like to draft some of the application with my own, because I think when you do work by yourself, then the creativity is expressed in a more in a more better manner, and that helps in progressing, or what you can say, improving the whole thing. So yeah, it's like 6 to 40 that I review and guide the team members, and check with them what is happening, and otherwise 30 to 40% it's so for example, the opposition, basically the contentious cases. So
Hmm.
contentious cases I have to handle like personally along with my seniors. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So, Suvarna, how do you stay updated and motivated in such a fast-paced and evolving field of patent filing?
The only thing is to read, and read. There is no shortcut. Nowadays, although on LinkedIn and all, so many people are sharing the smaller insights about the cases. So that is also very helpful. But if you have to remain, and if you have to be active in this particular field, and you have to be updated, because many case you may need in any hearing, right? So it is important. I mean, it cannot happen that when you have just learned the Patent Act and you do not know how to interpret it, then that will be a difficult situation. So it is very important to analyze the section and their interpretation with respect to whatever cases are happening. So, for example, Delhi High Court is so active, and then I mean, one case comes and the interpretation of whole section, it changes. So one has to know that how it is happening. So for example, section 3K. So according to section 3K, the software and algorithms cannot be patented. But then thereafter, many times the manual came by the patent office to clarify that it is not that all the software programs or all the software inventions will not be patented. It's basically there is a specific manner or a specific way of writing a patent specification and claims in software industry which can be granted, and there is something which cannot be granted. So this will be clear only when a person reads the case law and understands it. So I think reading and understanding of the sections along with the application, because so new case laws and whatever is happening in high courts and whatever is coming out from them, so that is also very important.
Wow. Okay, Suvarna, who has influenced you or motivated you from the IP legal world?
IP legal, well, okay, so this is a little difficult. Actually, I think wherever I have worked and starting from my masters, I mean, all the seniors were wonderful. And because whenever you are with anyone, you try to learn something, either professionally, someone will teach you some of the aspects in professional life, and someone will teach you something in personal life. So I admire my current seniors, like all the partners in the firm, Ranjan sir, Rahul sir, Rachna ma'am. And apart from that, wherever I have worked in my earlier firms also, I am still in touch with them, and I have learned a lot. I've learned a lot. I am grateful to all my seniors, and due to them only, whatever I am. I mean, I mean, I cannot um, pinpoint anyone that he is my inspirational thing, because everyone was so great, and I'm so fortunate that I have really got a very good senior, what I can say, very good seniors who have taught me too much, very much in technical things also, and in legal world also, and also how to lead your life in a professional journey. Because when we start, it's a starting from zero only, like zero, right? So apart from the bookish knowledge, we also learn too many things in terms of how do we conduct in the daily life, what is expected from us. So for example, any book will not teach you about the priority of the deadline, about the importance of the deadline, and how do you have to like respond to it. So these are the things which you see from your senior, and you get encouraged. Okay, my senior is also doing, or putting so much effort, so I also have to do it in that way. So
Wow.
all of them have been very good.
Beautiful. My last question for your professional journey around: what advice would you give to aspiring patent attorneys looking to specialize in technical domain?
Okay, advice. I think one advice will be that whatever you are doing, do it like with full heart. If you are handling any case, then go to the depth of that technology, because in our case, in our matter, what happens that we have one invention and then there are some other prior arts. So prior arts are also invention. So sometimes I feel that people do not go to the depth of all the inventions and the technology. So I think first of all, be very much confident and clear about how the technology is working. Do not try to take any shortcut. I mean, whatever time it takes. I know it takes a lot of time and effort to read three, four dimensions, understand the technology, and then differentiate. But then once you get that thing, thereafter you will not take that much time. Once you find out the way, okay, this is the important thing. When I am reading the whole document, I don't need to pay attention to whole of the document. I will find out the relevant portion over here. So, but that thing will come once you start reading. So, my advice will be that be clear on your technical, and also be clear that how those technical things are whether allowed under the Indian Patent Act or not. So, study and this experience, what we say, and case laws, all these things. I mean, will make a wonderful uh, patent attorney.
Beautiful. So let's go to the next round and understand Suvarna as a person. Tell us about your family and formative years.
Okay. So we are three sisters, and my father has been engineer in the irrigation department in government. So he is now retired, and he's staying in the native place. My mother is a housewife. And we are three sisters. My elder sister and the younger sister both are in IT software, and I am the middle one, and I am into I'm a patent attorney, and as that I'm into legal domain. So this is my husband. So he is into business development, and he is with a medical devices company, and yeah, that's it. And regarding formative years, so my schooling and all, so it was completed in Raebareli. It's a small town in Uttar Pradesh, UP. And so till bachelor's, I was in Raebareli only. So I did my BSc also in Raebareli, and then thereafter masters I did with Chaudhary Charan Singh University campus. Then thereafter, as I told you that after completing my masters, I did the training in intellectual property rights through Women Scientist Scholarship Scheme. And then thereafter, when I saw that I have to like put in more effort, and this is the future. This has a potential to be my future. This line, this legal thing. So then I also did LLB along with that. And
Wow.
yeah, that's all about, yeah.
So, what hobbies or activities help you recharge after a long day at work? Suvarna.
Badminton. I love playing badminton, and there are still so many things that I need to, learn and defeat others. Yeah, I have to learn too many things, but that's very interesting game, and in fact, I would encourage everyone else who is listening, out of who will listen to this podcast, that they should also be involved in some kind of sport activity. Otherwise, I would just love walking and trekking also. I love that. So I just love, all the adventurous activities, physical activities like that.
Wow. So, do you have a favorite travel destination or memorable trip you would love to revisit?
I think all of the places are very beautiful wherever. So if you see Goa, Goa is very beautiful. If you see Himachal, Himachal is also so beautiful. Srinagar. So this question is similar to that. That one IP, leader which you would. So I mean, very difficult to say one name. I mean, so wherever I get chance, so according to the weather, I plan. So for example, I have a plan to go to Srinagar to see snow in these winters. I think I will be able to complete that. Yeah, I mean, otherwise, southern part is also very nice. I've been to many temples. And then Maharashtra, I've been to Maharashtra in many places like Mahabaleshwar and, Lonavala and all. That's also very beautiful.
Wow. Okay. So, now, what's one book, show, or movie that resonates with your work ethic or personal life?
One movie.
Movie, book, show, anything.
I am reading Seven Habits of a Successful Leader nowadays. Yeah, because so the shift nowadays I have shifted my reading to basically how to handle the team, or how to delegate the task, how to manage the time. So I'm this time oriented towards those kind of book. Otherwise, I also love reading philosophical books too much. So yeah, I am also reading the book by Sadhguru called as Death. So I mean, both of them are going parallelly.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay. Uh, what's one skill you would love to pick up in the future?
What's one skill? Okay. I think I would like to do some courses in, you know, in presentation, maybe presenting yourself in a more effective manner, and also team handling. So there are too many things. There are too many things. And technically, I was also planning for some courses in valuation, because we do valuation, but I
Mhm.
also personally wanted to get a, something certificate and all.
Oh,
So,
wow,
yeah.
interesting. Okay. Uh, what what's a family tradition or activity that you look forward to?
Family tradition or activity. So as I told you, all my all my family members are, you know, they are associated with a job, with a private job, but we do have a lot of lands. So I think if I get some chance, then I may, transform that, because currently my father is doing the traditional, farming through helpers and all. I want to transform that, the way of doing agriculture, because the next era that is coming, so agriculture will be on boom. Everyone would be, because people would need, things to eat, and even nowadays, there is so much pollution, etc., etc. I mean, so there is a urgent need of, of growing good food that is not polluted, that is not, that is pure organic products. So I would think that maybe we can, inculcate some technologies like agricultural biotechnology things and all, a new way of doing farming. So yeah, that's, I think that I can think of.
Wow. So my last two questions, which will be very reflective one. We have this Sri Shakti series at Coffee Conversation. So what does Sri Shakti mean to you?
What does 360 means to me?
Sorry, Sri Shakti mean to you?
Okay, Sri Shakti. Okay, Sri Shakti means, it means that, I mean, women should also be given equal opportunities like that. And then many women do have, lot of capabilities and qualities, what we can say. So a platform should be given to them, I think. Yeah.
Beautiful, yes. So now my
Um,
last question. So you want to add something? You can.
I was thinking that there are some, things in the society which they think that a woman cannot do this. So I think all those stigmas should be removed, and people should have this thing that a woman, be it a woman or be it a man, both of them are capable of doing, things professionally in a good manner and equal manner.
Beautiful. Okay. So my last question. Describe Suvarna in one line.
Um, so I am creative, because whatever I do, if it is a monotonous thing, it becomes boring for me. So I need some creativity in, if it is a drafting or preparing a PR response. So one creativity, then I have this persuasive feature also. For me, I mean, whatever I'm doing till the time it is not completed. So I'm just, you can say, I think persistent will be the right word for that. So creative, hardworking, persistent. Yeah, too many words.
It's fine. It's fine. Let's have some fun. The rapid fire round. Uh, Patents or trademark?
Patents always.
Your go-to comfort food?
Go to dal chawal. Yeah,
Okay.
or khichdi, anything.
You're a morning person or night owl?
Night. Yeah, night.
Okay. Uh, Books or podcast?
Podcast.
Okay. Favorite Indian festival?
Favorite in Diwali.
Okay. Uh, Best piece of advice received?
Advice received. Uh, that that you have to, think overall. So when I started my career, I was more into like technical, that, with the technical aspect, I have to be confident and all. But then later on, when you grow in your profession, it's actually the overall development, and the overall personality should grow, not only your technical thing. So I think that was a very good advice, because nowadays it is very important that apart from technical thing, and that aspect also, it gets improved when you have more idea about, the other thing, what is happening around you, not only in that aspect but in the other areas, because sometimes it supports that thing, and you can correlate, okay, I did it over there. So yeah, overall, so basically, a professional growth or a growth of a person is actually an overall growth. not only restricted to one aspect.
Wow. Your favorite color?
My favorite color, white, I think. Yeah, white.
Okay.
Although I
Uh,
love all the colors. I mean, I like black also. I wear black too much. Yeah.
okay. Uh, Tea or coffee to kickstart your day?
Tea. Although I'm on a coffee podcast,
It's
but I
fine.
like tea.
It's fine. Let's raise the toast.
Yeah. Sorry, I've just finished it.
You did very well. And here's your gift, New
Oh,
Year gift,
thank you. Thank you
which will
so
be
much.
autographed and sent to you. So, friends, it was a lovely conversation with Suvarna, understanding the nuances of patent, working with innovators, and as she shared, because she was a science background, science graduate, and this is the episode where science graduates or engineering graduates, there are opportunities in the legal world. You can become a patent officer, or where the research work is there. So many things, different career opportunities. So watch this episode, get inspired, and uh, a simple girl from Rai Bareli, 15 years associate partner at RNA. This is an inspiring episode for all young professionals from small town. This is what the coffee conversation brings to you, all those memories, inspiring stories. There are over 300 plus episodes at the Coffee Conversation Show. Subscribe to them. If you want to be invited, like Savarna, visit our social media handle, the emergingindiaforum.com, and our team will invite you to have coffee over coffee conversation. Thank you.
Thank you, Amil, for having me on and for covering my story, because most of the podcasts or most of the conversations are always focused only on the professional thing. But I think this is one of the first podcast which also focused or which also discussed about the personal life, that how actually everything started and all. So it was lovely to speak to you, and I mean, being the first time I think we are speaking, it never felt, because I've already seen your podcast also, so that maybe that's also the reason. So I don't, it doesn't feel that we are speaking for the first time. So the comfort zone, I mean, I was in the comfort zone. Thank you for providing that.